It really didn't seem possible, but since our last mailbag, the New England Patriots pass-catching depth became even shallower by tight end Rob Gronkowski's retirement. Here are the Patriots' current projected starting skill position players. QB, Tom Brady Decent start. That guy is pretty good. RB, Sony Michel, James White. Hey, this doesn't look so bad. That's a nice 1-2 punch with a young ball carrier and proven pass catcher. WR, Julian Edelman, Phillip Dorsett, Bruce Ellington Hmm. Ok, at least they have Edelman. Ellington was cut by the Detroit Lions in February. That's not ideal. Take Matt Locosio, no. Oh, no. So, yeah? The Patriots need more weapons. But it's March, as head coach Bill Belichick pointed out this week. Let's get into the old mailbag. Was Schiano ever formally announced to be the DC? Or do we still expect him to come over? I haven't heard a word about him lately. At ADLB Link 182. So, this question was posed Wednesday, a day before Greg Schiano stepped down from a role for which he was never publicly hired. Weird. I have no idea what happened. Schiano said he needed to spend more time on his faith and with his family. He certainly has that right. But strictly from a football perspective, this has been a very strange off-season for the Patriots. If they hadn't won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, they might be reaching "our pets' heads are falling off" status. Schiano wouldn't stay. Adam Humphries, Jared Cook and a litany of other pass catchers didn't want to come on board, and they lost half their position coaches, not to mention Trey Flowers, Trent Brown, Malcolm Brown and other free agents. It seems the Athletics' Nick Underhill was the only person interested in coming to and staying in New England this offseason. I don't believe they all turned down or departed the Patriots for the same reason. But it does feel like the luster of the Patriots is wearing off the older Brady and Belichick get. As long as Brady is good, the Patriots will be too. But given the state of New England's coaching staff and offensive weapons, this is looking like Brady and Belichick's biggest challenge to date. It would surprise me if the Patriots hired a defensive coordinator to replace Schiano. The only real possibilities are in-house candidate Brett Bielema and Brendan Daly, who left this offseason for the Kansas City Chiefs but could potentially come back. It seems more likely Belichick takes on a greater role on defense this season, leaving the offense to coordinator Josh McDaniels. Any truth to the Rosen rumor? Is a second too high? Adder Johnson 1. I know the Patriots showed interest in Josh Rosen last offseason when he was coming out of UCLA. So, it makes sense to me that they're interested in trading for the second-year quarterback now that the Arizona Cardinals might be willing to move him. And no, I don't think a second-round pick is too high for Rosen. He was the 10th overall pick a year ago. He had a rough rookie season, but he also was in a terrible situation with the Cardinals. By the way, it's kind of crazy Cardinals general manager Steve Keim still has a job, right? He hired Steve Wilks as head coach Jan. 22, 2018. He drafted Rosen 10th overall on April 26, 2018. Then, he was charged with a DUI on July 4, 2018. He fired Wilks after one season. 31. He hired Cliff Kingsbury, who was fired after 6 seasons as Texas Tech's head coach, to be the Cardinals' head coach Jan. 8. Now he might draft quarterback Kyler Murray first overall and trade Rosen. If that does happen, Keim will have hit the reset button twice in 2 years. I guess that's kind of better than having to restart the franchise twice in 5 years with 3 years of ineptitude in between, but it all seems very rash. Could Patriots swivel and spend Gronk dollar on Ensu and create a solid defense and reinforce the offense via the draft? Would that work? At Quality Smoke, I don't hate the idea in theory, but anecdotally, defensive rookies have a higher success rate with the Patriots than first-year pass catchers. I think the Patriots are better off using their cap room to boost the offense and try to improve the defense through the draft. But talent is talent. And if there aren't any solid veteran wide receivers or tight ends available, and they can add in Ndamukong Suh, then it's obviously worthwhile. Any WR that can still be reasonably traded for prior to the season? If so, do you see them packaging picks to acquire one? At the _John_Johnson, it's really hard to know which wide receivers or tight ends could be available via trade. The Patriots might have better luck trading for a pass catcher during the draft. If another team drafts a wide receiver or tight end in the first round, then they might be willing to trade a veteran player at that position. That's what happened last year when the San Francisco 49ers unloaded Trent Brown to the Patriots. Just looking at rosters now, maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would trade one of their tight ends, Cameron Brate or O.J. Howard. Maybe the Patriots could get wide receiver John Ross from the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe the Minnesota Vikings would trade Laquan Treadwell to the Patriots since they apparently just want to run the ball anyway. I don't know. There aren't a ton of obvious answers. Good. My husband and I were having a conversation last night and I said, we'll have to just gave 8. That's because great Super Bowl winning teams cost a lot of money in cap space. The cap hits of quarterback Tom Brady, safety Devin McCourty, linebacker Donta Hightower, cornerback Stephen Gilmore, offensive tackle Marcus Cannon, guard Shaq Mason and defensive end Michael Bennett take up 42% of the salary cap. The Patriots also always have a strong middle class of veteran players on their roster. That would be guys like linebacker Kyle Van Noy, wide receiver Julian Edelman, safeties Daron Harmon and Patrick Chung, running backs James White and Rex Burkhead, defensive tackle Lawrence Guy, cornerback Jason McCourty, center David Andrews, cornerback Jonathan Jones and quarterback Brian Hoyer, all of whom make between $3 million and $6.3 million. Basically, it all adds up. The Patriots are extremely cap-savvy. They usually don't like pushing money down the road, and they usually don't eat much dead cap with bad signings and early cuts. They make every dollar count. It might seem like the Patriots are in tough shape with the salary cap, but when you consider all of the talented players they have on their roster, it's not so grim. Who is the best overall fit as an available FA wide receiver? At Romelu it was Jordy Nelson until he retired Wednesday. Now, Chris Hogan, Dontrell Inman, Aldrick Robinson and Jermaine Kearse. Patriots fans might not be too excited with the idea of Hogan returning, but he's better than receivers like Maurice Harris and Bruce Ellington. Who is on your top 50 board for the Patriots? At Dantive, here's a smattering of my favorite 2019 NFL draft prospects for the Patriots. TJ Hawkinson, Iowa Noah Fant, Iowa DT Jerry Tillery, Notre Dame Taylor Smith, Alabama WRAJ Brown, Ole Miss S Taylor Rep, Washington S Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Florida LB Mac Wilson, Alabama WR Debo Samuel, South Carolina S1 Thornhill, Virginia WR Paris Campbell, Ohio State O'Shane Examines, Old Dominion Chase Winovich, Michigan LB Jermaine Pratt, NC State OT Caleb McGarry, Washington LB Trey Lamar, Clemson WR Andy Isabella, UMass TJ Sternberger, Texas A State Anthony Nelson, Iowa QB Will Greer, West Virginia DT Rennell Wren, Arizona State Christian Miller, Alabama DLLJ Collier, TCU QB Tyree Jackson, Buffalo OT Max Sharping, Northern Illinois DT Greg Gaines, Washington WR Miles Boykin, Notre Dame WR David Sales, West Virginia DeJohn Kaminsky, Charleston Max Crosby, Eastern Michigan WR Hunter Renfrow, Clemson QB Brett Rypien, Boise State OL Tyler Jones, NC State CB Ken Webster, Ole Miss RB James Williams, Washington State OT Tyler Romer, San Diego State TCJ Conrad, Kentucky Keenan Brown, Texas State RB Alex Barnes, Kansas State. That's not 50, but it's a lot. Let's go rapid fire. Is there really concern about Dorsett not being good enough to be the second receiver? Also, what level of priority would you place OT at on the list of needs as Cannon ages and Wynn steps into a spot? At Bizrion Jackson, yes, there really is concern. He couldn't pass Hogan on the Patriots depth chart last season, and the Patriots were forced to trade for Josh Gordon, relegating Dorsett to no 4/5 status. It's pretty high. I got a chest cold. Do you have a remedy? Is that a bad take? Question. Can you play wideout? At CBO Bay 1 I can. But not well. In a drunken stupor, I purchased an AB 84 Steelers jersey, thinking it would be fun. Have a bit of buyer's remorse. See, it can't be cancelled. Was I wrong to do this? Sort of a weird buy. Do you plan on teaching your daughter how to make memes like a pro? It will run in the family. Which position is more urgent to draft it? That would go wide receiver, defensive end, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. At this point, Doug, what is your best guess on what the Patriots do at WR? No idea who the bet will be. Is it March? At Jeff_Yees, it's March. Bill Belichick asked me again next week, though. The answer might surprise you. Am I the only one who thinks that we're talking needs right now and Bill is going to draft someone out of these positions if need, as always? Like a guard or something. At Cubicazula, I think that's entirely possible. Do you see any chance Bill surprises us taking an OT in the first or second round? At Jaron_97 yes. How's life treating ya? Things are great. Contract question. Browns WRRFA Rashard Higgins is under contract with an original round, 5th round. Can we offer him a contract or it's impossible because we don't have a 5th round? At Matadesmo yes, but the Patriots would have to give up a 4th round pick. I don't despise the idea. Thumbnail photo via Christopher Hainwinkle, USA Today Sports Images.